So we're talking about ticket sales and all of that at the Dynamite. This is after All In has sold 940 tickets. The Dynamite after All In, the biggest Dynamite of the year. It can't even sell out the 1,100 set up in Chicago, one of the hottest wrestling towns. Well, they're doing a residency. Well, why are they doing that? It doesn't matter. Oh, our viewership's up every quarter. That doesn't matter if you're nitpicking quarters and year over year you're way down and the attendances are down. The ratings are up and the attendances go up. That's what happens in pro wrestling, okay? It only matters if the attendances are going up. Well, Raw's going down. No, but it's not. You guys are just trying to figure out a way to make it look like it's going down when globally it's on Netflix. Globally it's on Netflix. Every time I turn on Netflix, WWE's number one or somewhere in the top 10 every time in Canada. What does that account for all day, every day, and all the WrestleManias? I have such a huge back catalog. When Night of Champions is coming up, they're recommending all the Night of Champions. I throw the WrestleManias on in the background when I'm barbecuing or whatever, when I'm hanging out doing around the house. What does that all account for? You guys are just, it's such a, they just want to go like Raw's being beat by Dynamite now. It's such, and the attendance and everything reflects that. We don't need the max numbers. We don't need the max numbers. So, again, Dynamite did a 613,000 coming off the Grand Slam show. So, again, just a hot lucha summer. Everyone wants lucha right now. And NXT, 729,000 beat them, and Slow and Steady wins the race, I suppose, because what did they say? It's not a marathon or whatever. Is that what Neckbeards is taking a shot at? It's not a marathon. Or it is a marathon, or it's a marathon, not a sprint, or whatever they said. Tony Khan confirms that All In will be held at Wembley Stadium next year. It's going back to Wembley next year, too, by the way. Coldplay had booked the weekend out years in advance. So Coldplay booked it out years ago, and so that's why All In's in Texas. But the demand's not, that just means the demand's not there, okay? If WrestleMania is like it's us or Coldplay, London would be like, well, we'll pay you to do it on this other weekend. We'll give you more money to do it the weekend after or before. You know, that's how that works. All In, they're like, whatever. I mean, oh, yeah, you want to rent this build? You want to book this building out and lose a bunch of money? Sure. Just Coldplay's playing, though. We're all going to make the money, so you can't this year. That's all it is. And then, Tony, in America, the demand's not there. Domestically, where the demand should be there the most, in my opinion, because they don't travel to these other places unless it's like, we're going to hotshot a big show. Doesn't work that way all the time, right? There's a reason WWE did all these untelevised European tours for years and years and years and years and years. It's like a yearly thing. But yeah, so next year they're back in London, but this year they're like, we'll settle for Texas. And they had to move it to a smaller venue, and now they're moving it around to fit like 8,000 tickets that have been comped. I don't know if it's 8. I think it's like around the 5,000 mark comped. So they're claiming 19,000. So it's to me, it's more like 14,000 people. And I'm just 30%, Brian. I mean, I'm just talking out of my ass, but just being generous, man. Like we heard how long ago that thousands, man. I'm talking if you're to sit there and make bold predictions about invisible max numbers, and then I'm allowed to say thousands of tickets have been comped, right? So anywhere from 2 to 5, I would say right now would be my guess. Especially when you have AEW ticket maps themselves going, hundreds were given away today, and it's just like a random Tuesday. And then we have video of fucking Lance Archer. Hey guys, you guys want free tickets? Go and get these tickets. Like, come on, man. And then we have people locally saying, yes, they're giving people 4 to 6 that they can take. That's so many fucking tickets being given away. I mean, it's got to be in the thousands, and they wouldn't be panic moving around the setup and offering refunds if you don't get the seat that you were promised and all this shit that you paid for. They wouldn't be doing all that either if there wasn't the worry of a bunch of the comps not showing up. And this turnstile count is going to be real. When Dave goes, oh, the turnstile count's foolish, but WrestleMania 93,000 didn't happen. Well, you know, he's not going to play that same game with this show, you know? And if they do 15,000, okay, they drew that for Sting's retirement. And last minute, they were selling tickets to that show for like $1. That's a fact, man. I think Dave Meltzer reported that. So that's fact, dude. The objective observer, man. Facts, Brian, right? So they were piling people in, like $1 tickets or whatever it was. Someone pull it. I know that the sheets reported on that. It was like $3 tickets, $1 tickets or whatever last minute for the Sting show, and they got like over 15K in there. Okay. Maybe they'll do that for All In, but like last minute you pull up and get a fucking floor seat for $20. That'd be the move. That's the thing with AEW too. They all know don't buy tickets right away. You buy them last minute, you get them way cheaper. And that goes for a lot of shows, but when it's WWE, the scalping is becoming a problem. In AEW, the scalping's not a fucking problem. Everyone knows you can walk up to an AEW show, get a ticket last minute on the cheap. Everyone knows that shit. Moving along here, the 18 to 49 demo that Dave Meltzer says, at first Dave Meltzer says the fucking overall viewership matters. Then he says the key demo is what matters. Now he doesn't even mention either of those because they both don't favor AEW. And look at what Tony Khan posts. Thanks to you, amazing AEW fans, viewership is growing in 2025 for both Wednesday Night Dynamite and Collision. Check out our 2025 growth. This doesn't even include our new viewers on Max. See you tonight, AEW Dynamite 300, haha. Look at this fucking chart. They don't even include the 18 to 49, which, what do I tell you guys on PWT? Fucking Netflix doesn't even look at that. They look at like 18 to 29 or whatever, then 18 to fucking, they look at different key demo. I'm like, that key demo doesn't even matter. That's all Dave can post about. That's all Raj posts about. That's all fucking anybody posts about this key demo, Brian. And talking about how the key demo is more important than the fucking overall rating and when it benefits him. And then you guys know what I'm getting at here. We don't hear it enough. But what does AEW do? They pick Q4 2024, Q1 2025, Q2 2025. Year over year, they're way down. So if we just go Q1 2025 to Q2 2025, there's like no fucking growth. We don't know how the end of this, like what's Q3 and Q4? Is he going to post the same chart then? No. What happened in 2024? Why don't you go back to Q3 and Q2? Because it drastically shows the slump. And why don't you go back to Q1 of 2024? Because year over year, it's way down and it shows the same thing happen where you guys have an increase. And then it fucking drastically decreases. And that's what's going to happen again this year again. And you know that. And so you nitpick these things and put these little fucking lines so that retards read this and think that it actually is like a graph of, see, the graph shows it's going up. I could take one segment of a graph of my YouTube analytics and make it look like it's plummeting and make it look like it's fucking growing faster than Mr. Beast channel or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we could fucking play these games too. This is so incredibly ridiculous. And it's ordered in the way where it's like Collision Dynamite. Fine. But look at how much. So then that means that Collision, we're not even breaking down this chart because it's such a nitpicky little fucking, this is like a sleight of hand chart that's so ridiculous. Go back the last 2 quarters of 2024. They didn't do that. Why? Because the year over year would look so bad for them. And that's not even including Max. Well, we know Max is entirely insignificant. Tony Khan posting his initial post on this, the comments were fucking hilarious. People just roasting him. Yeah, it's really silly that they want to play this game, and it just owns Dave Meltzer that there's no 18 to 49. And that's what he always harps on because that demo's going down. And Dave's been trying to make excuses. Well, it's sinking, it's decreasing, but they are all probably just on streaming, Brian. Then why didn't AEW flex them? Not even AEW's flexing them because they know that the key demo in that specific demo is fucked up. And that's the most important one that Dave says is more important than the overall viewership. So fucking Dave just got cooked by Tony Khan, man. He just absolutely got cooked by his own fucking boss.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Poor people don't like AEW.
So moving along, that fake chart doesn't tell you anything, right? This is what year over year looks like, as we've shown you guys before. That's a year over year Dynamite. That's what it looks like. Look at 2024, that huge dip. That's why he's not showing you the year over year. Literally, we can go back, look at his dumbass chart, then look at here, June, August. So what's that last chart that we just showed you guys? It doesn't show the quarter that's almost exactly a year ago. about a year ago. Yeah, this chart's showing you that this huge dip here is July. Look, June 24, August 24. We're in July. His chart doesn't show you the year over year because literally look how fucking bad they were doing. We have it right here. So I kept this chart in here. We have it right there. That's how fucking low it went, man. And that's why they don't have the year over year for that quarter included in that chart, because it would just humiliate. It would look so fucking bad as well. And that's higher than what they're doing now, year over year. So it's fucking just embarrassing. Anyways, Dynamite on Wednesday experienced a significant drop in viewership in the 18 to 49 demo. So again, they didn't even include the 18 to 49 on Tony Khan's chart. Dynamite averaged 613, down 17% from the Grand Slam show. A 0.15, down 29% in the 18 to 49. Tied with 521 as the lowest since April. Year over year, Dynamite's down 10% in total viewership, and the 18 to 49 is down 32%, man. Now, you guys know I don't fuck with this rating shit. Like, it's just, I could fucking fall asleep in class reading this stuff. But listen, these are the ones that pop me, where it's like, Tony drops this dumb chart. I'm sorry, this is like gaslighting stupid people. I almost feel it's like scammy almost. He's a carny, let the carny. That's fine. But isn't he a stats guy? Like, doesn't he know that people are going to fucking just call it out for what it is? It's bananas, man. It's pretty insane. The key demo, and they just left it off that chart. And this is what Meltzer talks about all the time. And it's down 32%. Oh, they're all on streaming. Then why didn't Tony put the fucking number on there and go, even though this is down, it's no, man, no. So Bleacher Report, here's Awful Wrestling again. Bleacher Report says it's been a high-flying time, but Bleacher Report is taking a step back from the AEW pay-per-view ring. Okay. They're owned by Warner, by the way, WBD. Now they're posting WWE. Punk trolls Cena with Thugonomics theme and entrance. Fucking cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. That is cold-blooded, man. That is cold-blooded. So, yeah, sources have confirmed that Britt Baker is actively seeking to part ways with AEW. We talked about that earlier. Here's Dax. We talked about him earlier, too, but Triple H's thoughts said, Dax's AEW brain has 3 modes. I wrestle for my family. I love AEW, rah-rah. Defend bad booking, bad weekly, episodic TV by upping the stupid factor. So Dax says, exactly. Not every match needs to have a reason or a story. Midway through the season, the Lakers can just play the Denver Nuggets just because. Oh, man. God damn it. That's why you pro wrestle and don't shoot fight, Dax. That's why you're a pro wrestler. Then go fight UFC. Oh, you don't want to do that? Why? Well, because I'm a worker. I'm a storyteller. Exactly. So work us and tell a goddamn story. Well, that can happen in the ring. We know, dude. That goes without saying, though. That's just like the hockey game. We know that the hockey game's going to go down. That goes without saying. We know that they're going to try and play to be the best and get the title. That goes without saying. Now, as they say in our favorite here at PWT Greece, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. In pro wrestling, that's the beauty of it. You get to expand upon that. Instead of just giving, oh, you know, we're going to play tight defense and give it 110%. You know, we're going to get pucks on net, bud. And, oh, you know, our defense, our coach has been good. And we're in there in the practice room. And we're just going to, every guy gives the same fucking interview. Wrestling, you can go and tell these stories. Right. So then this guy responds, Big Uscheski Matty or whatever. He says the story is both. And I like this response. He says the story is both trying to get the highest position in the Western Conference so they have home advantage in the playoffs. Every NBA regular season game is high stake unless you're a lottery team, you fucking idiot. Now, okay, the fucking idiot part, whatever. I mean, you're ruthless, but exactly. Like what he's saying is it goes without saying. Now expand upon it. That's why you're pro wrestling. Otherwise, go fight someone. Go be an amateur wrestling. Join our league, dude. Here's Kenny and Corn Sweat. Okay, so there was Omegas and MJFs. That was cool, I guess. So FTR, Dax FTR responds and says, that's exactly why wrestlers just wrestle other wrestlers to move up in the rankings, you fucking mark-ass, trick-ass, bitch-ass, muscle shirt wearing, but forgot the actual muscles fucking idiot. What kind of 6th grader roast is this? What kind of fucking roast is this? And he says, that's exactly why wrestlers wrestle other wrestlers. No, there's no ranking system. There is none. There's no even defined fucking divisions, man, especially not in AEW. So what are you talking about? So let's read one more time his response. You fucking mark ass, trick ass, bitch ass, muscle shirt wearing, but forgot the actual muscles, fucking idiot. That's a terrible roast. Per bodyslam.net, AEW has no plans to release Britt Baker from her contract as they don't want any upcoming WWE shows in Pittsburgh to be announced. They believe it's best to wait until after Evolution concludes. I mean, that's all speculation. They don't want to lose her at all. Tony knows what's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, though. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want her to show up and then she's just there wrestling Charlotte and shit because they're not going to put her in NXT. It is what it is. So Collision scored its lowest audience since January for Thursday's episode. Collision averaged 285K with a .08 in the 18 to 49. Down 25% from last Thursday. And yeah, this is their lowest audience that have aired on Thursdays this year. So there you go. Shelton Benjamin had this to say. I think that Tony Khan's been great. I like to point this out. No matter what your opinion is, Tony has created a lane for people to be on TV, have gainful employment, and make a name for themselves. So I think first and foremost, I commend him for that because he's, given my career new life. He's given guys who probably wouldn't even get a sniff at the other place a chance to actually be stars. So I think that alone makes Tony a real special guy. Well, he's a special guy, all right. And I'll say this. We all know that this is like year 2 shit to say, Shelton, because he's not giving people a platform to become stars. They're not becoming stars. That's the problem. But you're 50 and getting $1 billion. So I don't blame you for saying I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's awesome to go to dinner with, get flown around on planes, all that shit. I'm sure he's easy to ask for time off. You probably don't even have to talk to him. So Samantha Irvin's wrestling return could be AEW bound. We all know it is. Right? So we don't even need to talk about that. We know that's obviously what's happening. Tony Khan, he got fucking roasted for this year. 4.5K likes, but again, it's just like brainless zombie likes, bro. Anybody with this is the problem, right? If WWE dropped this same fucking chart on me, I would call it the fuck out. If year over year, it's overall down. Like, we would call it out because this is a gaslighting fucking weird chart to show people. I swear he thinks his audience is stupid. I swear to fucking God. And so, yeah, this graph is a bold-faced lie. Now compare those numbers to AEW from 1923. And this is the biggest propaganda handpicked stats I've ever seen. This is seriously pathetic. The wrestling world is laughing at this post right now. By the way, anyone could do a simple Google search and see how much of a decline AEW has been. Yeah. Jesus, are you high again, lil bro? Now do the viewership since 19. Come on the podcast, TK. Let's celebrate. Yeah. This is why people kiss AEW's ass and won't be honest. And this is the thing. I don't give a fuck if anyone comes on my show ever again. It's still the top pod. I still got the PWT universe. We're still growing. And I still put on the fucking best show anywhere around. And I'm confident in my shit, okay? These people want jobs. They want jobs. They've seen other people get jobs. They want to be, I could maybe host the post show or whatever. I'm telling you, man. And Tony will do these pods with like 90 fucking views, as long as they blow them. You guys are on a run of a lifetime right now. How long before Bischoff makes it about him? Massive congratulations to everyone at AEW for the success of your hard work in today's anniversary. It's just insane to fucking... You're patting yourself on the back, self-congratulatory, and falsely just buying your way into the history books. That's all it's been. And it comes across to the masses. To the niche audience, they don't give a fuck. They're just going to watch it. They're robots. They're NPCs. For most people, though, like the masses, it just comes across as like, could you imagine the CFL doing shit like this to the NFL? And then people calling themselves journalists and then covering it seriously, like that's a serious thing that should be discussed. They'd be laughed and humiliated out of sports journalism. So yeah, we talked about that. Scott Steiner on AEW says nobody gives a shit if they're just matches with no storyline and no Steiner line. He's right. I mean, he knows the math. He knows how to do it. So AEW Dynamite 300 in Collision. They drew a house, man. Over 5,000 people in attendance for this show. They're all sitting on their hands right now because they've thrown everything at the wall, and Mordos and Jalistico shouldn't be taking Ospreay and Swerve to the limit. Listen to the crowd. Dead silence as they pan from this big fucking house. So it just goes to what were they the hottest for? The Hangman Moxley stuff. The storytelling matters, dude. It's the go home to the go home. This match needs to go home. So Johnny Bottles says, despite what this inept narcissistic dipshit is purporting, All In 2025 will not be the highest gate for a non-WWE wrestling event on U.S. soil. That accolade goes to the 1998 edition of WCW Nitro, which, adjusted for inflation, did a 2.85, I guess. We 8.5. We rounded up high, a high 2.8, Brian. Yeah, for inflation. And even Grok responded to this. We're going to get Meltzer with spurging out over fucking WCW again because they just can't get over Bischoff and these dead companies. They can't beat WWE, so they're fucking crying about companies that don't even exist. And yeah, adjusted for inflation, Hogan and Goldberg is still the largest gate, and they sold more tickets and they comped more than AEW's even sold. Or we just looked up the numbers. It was like 21,000 sold, 23,000 comped or some shit, or maybe the other way around. For that show, they comped like 20,000 tickets. Now, maybe I misread that, but think about it. There was like 40,000, like 46,000 people or whatever, and they did a 2 million gate, 2.8 million gate in today's money. Like that even seems low. So Tony's comped the shit out of this, and they haven't even sold 20,000, let alone comped with their comps 20,000, which is like half of what that show did. So again, they're trying, like Meltzer's trying to use inflation to go, oh, it made more. Meanwhile, even just look at movie critics or like we all understand that Titanic, adjusted for inflation, and Avatar and shit, is the most fucking made the most money, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows this shit. But like in wrestling journalism, quote unquote, they just are trying to gaslight dumb fucks. That's all it is. It's all it is, dude. It's crazy. It's carny work. It's just them thinking they can work like wrestlers, carny working people. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW news. Ichi ni Sanda for AEW. And of course they're gonna work us. You know what they say.
Be gone.